Okay, first of all, congrats to the Dodgers being able to go back to back. Awesome for those guys. It was fun. What a game seven. What a job by them. Coming back from down 3-2, and we enjoyed watching that in the team meeting room. There's a lot of guys that were fired up. Really our whole team. So congratulations to Dave Roberts and the whole crew. So happy for them, and we'll see if we can continue to do some good stuff like they did. But I was pleased with the way that our group came out today. I think really the last 2 weeks has been a good example of, a lot of our practice preparation, practice performance equaling game reality. Can't say enough about the defense, just making stop after stop. Landman gets another one. Forbes gets his first interception. Kobe Turner has a great stop on fourth down. You're talking about 3 possessions in a row where they don't come away with any points. And then I thought offensively, Matthew was in total command. I thought our offensive line was excellent. It's a tough, prideful group. And I thought we had command of the game really from the jump. I know you guys are going to ask me. It's got to get better. We're gonna be able to figure out how to be able to fix this, but it can't continue like this with regards to our kicking operation. I'm not going to get into blaming anybody specifically. Ultimately, it's my responsibility. It's gone on for too long, and we got to be able to fix it. But I'm really, I don't want to be negative after there were so many positives from our group as a whole. That was obviously not ideal. We've leaned into it, and there are some instances where it's not getting better, and so we got to be able to figure that out. But ultimately, that responsibility falls on me. But I am really proud of our football team as a whole. I thought our defense and offense were excellent. I thought Ethan Evans with the 2 punts that he did have to hit, excellent job being able to pin them deep. And then the one that we did end up having to cover when we were backed up, was a really good job by our coverage units. So we'll put a positive spin on that. How's that for you, Gary? Don't ask me about the field goal operation. All right? So.
Do you have an update on
Puka's good. I think he's going to be good, Sarah. He got his ribs. He could have come back in the game, but we kind of had command. Felt like it was the smart thing, and he didn't. He could have come back in, but we kind of erred on the side of caution. And other guys stepped up and did a really nice job today.
Coach, let's keep it positive.
That's my guy right there. That a babe.
You guys are tied for first in NFC. What do you like about this team moving forward? Aside from the special teams?
Sure. Here's what I like, Timmy. I like the fact that we're getting better. I can feel us starting to play really good complementary ball, especially offensively and defensively off of one another. I think we're getting out to some early leads where you kind of feel like you have a little bit of command. Relinquished a little bit of momentum at the end of the half where they cut it to a 10-point game, but you could feel our guys came out. I love the fact that we were able to sustain a long drive that ended up in a touchdown offensively to start the second half. But, it's a combination. I think, the coaches are doing a great job. I think the players ultimately are the ones that bring it to life, but there's just a good vibe. There was a good sense of urgency, a good enjoyment for the appropriate urgency and that balance of enjoying it. And I think that showed from our week of preparation. I think we've really stacked 2 good weeks together. Matthew's been outstanding. I thought Kyron ran really well today. It was good to be able to see him punch that in, but there's a lot of stuff that we can build on, and man, there's a lot of stuff that we can clean up, which is what's encouraging because we're going to need to play. We're going to need to continuously improve throughout the season. It's one game, but to be 6-2 after 8 is a good start. And I think we've learned a lot about our group, and what a great challenge to go to Levi against an excellent opponent that we got a ton of respect for. And I'm looking forward to getting started with that preparation. When we finish up, we'll enjoy tonight and then get rolling on the Niners.
Sean, what is that process of evaluating the kicking game look like these next couple of days?
Here's what I would say. It's about acknowledging, the totality of where the issues are. And again, I don't think this is the venue or the setting to be able to blame anybody. That's never what I've believed. But we've got to be able to get it fixed. And it takes all 11. And there's some instances that I could go in depth of what occurred, but that doesn't move us forward in the right way. Ultimately, I got to be able to, figure out, all right, collectively with our coaches, all right, let's address the issues. Let's see what the possible solutions are, and then where we go from there.
Coach, how do you feel about seeing Devontae Adams, obviously him continue to evolve, but also being mentioned with a name like Tony Gonzalez?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up. I should have acknowledged it. I did with the team right there. 8th all-time in receiving touchdowns. 109, is it, Artis? Yeah, so what a credit to his just consistency, his body of work, his greatness. And he's one of those guys, man. He made some big-time clutch catches in the red area. He's obviously got 5 in the last 2 weeks. And He's a stud. Love everything that he's about. Love working with him. It truly is a blessing, and he's brought so much to our group. But it's a real credit. We always talk about the truest measurement of performance is that consistency, and he's been consistent over the course of his career, and he's brought a lot to our football team. I love Devontae Adams.
Coach, can you talk about the offensive line, the way they were able to execute the pass and run game?
I thought they did a great job, Dennis. I thought really they had control. That's a good rush. That's a lot of guys that play physical. They're a defense that I have a ton of respect for. You look at what they did against a great offense last week in Tampa Bay. But I thought our offensive line was outstanding. Ryan Wendell, Zach Cromer, and Brian Allen had those guys ready to go. I think our tight ends were an extension of the run game and that protection, with Colby Davis, Tyler Higbee, and Terrence Ferguson. And I'm really pleased with them. I think they're just getting better. I think we're able to mix up some of these different personnel groupings and present some different stuff. And today was a great step in the right direction. I thought they strained across the board. I was really proud of all 5 of those guys. And Warren McClennan's done an excellent job. It was great to be able to get Rob back there. I thought he battled both of our edges, our 2 guys on the inside with K-Dot and Steve, and then Coleman Shelton leading the way with his command and his communication. It was awesome.
Sean, you've been very public in expressing confidence in Josh Carty.
Yeah.
But moving forward, is one of the options bringing someone in for competition?
Yeah, I think, I think there's a lot of instances. I think when you look at it, what I would say is I got confidence in Josh. There's a lot of layers to it, and we'll evaluate all parts of it. And so I think no different than when you're throwing interceptions or whatever it is. I think naturally the narrative shifts towards the kicker, and that might not always be the case.
But you guys have shown signs of being a championship team. Your offense
Yep.
and defense.
You would
guys-
just keep digging in on this.
Can you be a champion?
No, it's going to cost us. It's cost us already. And it's got to be. It's been a momentum killer. It does take the air out of our sails. Our guys have shown that they can respond and overcome it, but you do have to be. The harsh and the truth of it is this is not sustainable to continuously go where we want to go, and that's really just trying to be able to go get our 7th win against an excellent football team. And we're fortunate that we've gotten away with it, but it has cost us, throughout the season, and that's something that you can't run away from. That's the truth, but. What I will say is that hopefully you can appreciate and respect is that the granular elements of why it has or hasn't gone down, I don't necessarily think this is the appropriate time to acknowledge that. I don't believe in, putting anybody out there, and it does fall back on, it is my responsibility to be able to figure it out, and thought we were trending in the right direction, and today was a step back, and that's disappointing and that's unfortunate.
Sean, what was it for Matthew you talk about him being in command.
Yeah.
And we've seen that before, but particularly in this stretch, what are you seeing from him?
All the things that you really just mentioned, it's just great command, great understanding of what he's seeing, great ability to be able to distribute the ball based on what the coverage dictates. I think he's pushing the ball. I think he's understanding situationally what's the right way to be able to play it. I just have total confidence where you can call the game through him, and he's done a great job of taking care of the football. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. He's understanding the different situations that arise, and for him to be able to, again, just another game where he's in total command, and we're sure grateful to be able to have him running the show for us.
With the moving
One more
parts,
than 10.
When you're facing an inexperienced quarterback like you were today, what's the formula?
An inexperienced quarterback? Yeah, I think it's really just, try to impose our will, earn the right to be able to rush him, to get into some of those 3rd down situations. We had a ton of respect for them, their coaching staff, their outfit. I mean, they got skill all over the place, with, Shaheed, with Olave. Obviously, Kamara's been doing it for a long time. Johnson at the tight end. Brandon Cooks is a guy that we know well and love. And so, it was about earning the right to be able to rush and dictate the terms where you kind of feel like you have the pen defensively, and I felt like that was the case a lot. But Shuck's a guy that's going to be a good player in this league, and, wish those guys the best.
Last one.
Thoughts on, besides the Dodgers winning, and it was so great the way they did it.
Yeah.
How about the LA pride factor from a sports standpoint overall and what it does to the city, and how you guys want to be on top of that as well?
Yeah, you just mentioned it. I mean, when you're inspired when you watch the way that they competed, the way that they overcame some adversity. I mean, you look at the run that they had where they don't lose it, they don't drop a game getting into the World Series. You go down 3-2. You see some videos too. I think, just the culture that they have. When you listen to the way that those players talk about one another, the way that Dave Roberts has really found guys that they play for each other, they stay connected, they stay in the moment, and they inspire me. And I know they inspire our group. And so, hopefully we can continue to represent the city the way the Dodgers did. Really happy for those guys.
Matthew, can you talk about the 4 touchdowns and you had 5 touchdowns against Jacksonville? What do you attribute that to? Or offensive line play?
Oh yeah, I mean they've done a hell of a job keeping me clean. We've done a nice job of getting down in there when we've gotten down close. We've done a great job of scoring. Obviously Devontae's been great down there. Was great again down there today. Higgs had one down in there too. So it's a collection of everybody. That's we're at our best. A lot of people are touching the football, and it's been a lot of fun, obviously. And I can't do any of that stuff if I'm not standing upright. So our guys up front are doing a hell of a job.
You guys talk a lot about calling plays off of like what you called previously and run previously. Like, what is 13 personnel kind of opening up for this offense in terms of being able to call off of previous plays?
Well, we just have talented guys. I mean, it wouldn't be if you had 13 personnel out there and you didn't believe in the guys that you had out there, then it wouldn't be that good. But we do. We have great players, really at all positions. On the offensive line, and then our skill guys. Sean's doing a hell of a job. Devising plans for us to go up there and be successful, and our guys are executing. So it's a lot of fun mixing and matching. Still have some stuff that bread and butter for us, and then we're building on stuff that we've done the last couple of weeks. More and more. So it's been a lot of fun.
Matthew, Sean just had a really nice discussion about the Dodgers winning it and the way they won it and the LA pride factor. Certainly it's a personal thing for you too, because of your closeness with Clayton, but just overall feeling on all that.
So happy for him, so proud of him. It's awesome. What a team. A ton of pressure on him coming into the beginning of the season, and man, that's not an easy thing to play with, the entire season, and I thought they did a hell of a job. I mean, Yamamoto was unbelievable in the series, and really their whole team had clutch performances from a bunch of different guys, and that's what it takes to win. And it was really cool. We were in the middle room kind of last night, everybody watching, and when Rojas hit the dinger, man, we were all going crazy. So we were pulling for him big time. It was fun to watch, and that was the shortest team meeting before a game. We ran up in the top of the 10th, ran back down in the bottom of the 10th to see it all go down. It was a lot of fun.
Just a couple weeks ago, you and Devontae both talked about how you wanted to get more efficient in the connection, and 5 touchdowns in 2 weeks. So just from your perspective, what's kind of gotten that connection going?
Just continue to work together. He's a great player. He's an unbelievable teammate. He's one of the all-time greats. I mean, it was unbelievable what he was able to do today, getting in, I think, 8th place it was, all-time in receiving touchdowns. That's so cool. It's cool to be a part of it. Get to share the field with guys that have done it for a long time at a high level like him. So just continue to work together, continue to play, and realize, hey, how can I be better? How can we be better? And go from there. And he was great today, and just happy for his success and what he brings to our team.
Can you take us through the touchdown pass to Puka? Just kind of like saw where you put that ball.
It was a great route. Obviously, our guys up front did a great job giving me protection. I was able to kind of hold the post player just for a click, and then peeked out of the corner and saw that Puka did a nice job of getting behind him and put it into a good spot. It was left my hand, felt pretty good, and ended up pretty good. So I was happy for it. Obviously, a great catch by Puka to come down with it right there, toe tapping and getting in. So he had another great day today. So just fun to be a part of this team. Fun to get to work with the guys that we get to work with because of the people they are. They're great players, but it's fun because of the people that they are, and we get to share victories like this in the locker room together, and then come back to work and get ready to go.
What stood out to you about the way Kyron ran today?
Excuse me?
What stood out to you about the way Kyron ran today?
I mean, I feel like that's what the Kyron I'm used to seeing. I always see, I thought he and Blake did a hell of a job today. Physical, a bunch of runs that kind of got strung out that, I would hand it and I'd be doing my, fake on the backside, and I kind of lose him in there, and next thing I know, it's, 2nd and 2. He was doing a great job of picking and choosing and finding lanes and running physical. There was that one run down late in the game by the goal line. I mean, he got hit behind the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden he's down to the 2-yard line. I mean, he did a great job running. So just happy for him.
It looked like you were getting ready to block on one cutback.
Getting ready. I threw the pads in there a little bit. I ran by Sean Smith, the ref. After that, I was like, I'm too old for that. He was like, smart decision. I was like, man, I kind of took a lick there, but I mean, I don't know what I was doing. I was just playing until Blake quit cutting it back. So, it was fun.
Matthew, 3 straight wins. What stands out to you? What's the growth of this team at this stage?
Continuing to grow, I mean, it's not like we've got it all figured out. Just try to continue to play team football. I thought our guys on the defensive side of the ball did a great job starting the game the way they started it. And when we can go down and score early and give them a lead, that's a good recipe for us. And then, you know, they did a great job of forcing some turnovers late, and we were able to, you know, capitalize and score on some of that too. There's still things to clean up. Got to keep continuing to find ways to put more points on the board and keep doing that. But proud of our guys and proud of the win.
As you and Devontae continue to get on the same page, as you and Devontae continue to put that work in and get on the same page, how different is the input you give to one another? Him being a veteran coming in here, established yourself as well versus other receivers when you worked in the past?
No, I mean, I think, you know, Devontae's a really sharp guy. We had, you know, some stuff at the line of scrimmage today that he and I were communicating on and you know, worked out for us, did a nice job. So I got a ton of trust and respect in, you know, his aptitude to go out there and play and his, you know, his mental capabilities. And then it's a whole lot of fun when he's talking to me, he's giving me great information, you know, and we're just trying to collaborate and make sure that we're on the same page as much as possible.
That last touchdown run, the first person you went to was him.
Yeah.
Was that kind of what you're talking about?
That's something else. Don't worry about it.
Last one out. You guys have had moving parts on offensive line and receiver this year. That's something that last year stalled the offense. You guys have stayed really consistent this year, even through that. Like, what is the difference this year?
You know, I think some of the guys that played last year, you know, are some of the guys that have been filling in. You know, when we've had rotational stuff going on, and that you know, experience is really valuable. You know, I think I got to give a lot of credit to the guys that we bring in, you know, to our front office. The guys that we bring in are ready to play, and sometimes in the NFL you got, you know, injuries and things that happen that are going to force you to have other guys step up and make plays, and you know, it's cool to watch a guy like Xavier Smith get more, you know, snaps out there, and he's just developing. You got to give a lot of credit to his coaches and Sean, everybody that pours into him to, you know, bring guys along. And the more guys, like I said, the more guys that we have ready to play and available and that can contribute in a positive way to our team, the better everybody feels in there, and the better we are as a